This week's other big story, the redistricting debate. This is a massive one, and this is the effort now to redraw congressional boundaries that could help Republicans gain more seats. We finally know what the redrawn maps could look like, and Democratic lawmakers are already responding.
In this great country, our system that was gifted to us by the framers of the Constitution should be one where the people of Texas are able to decide which elected officials have the ability and honor to represent them in Washington.
In Texas 32, they put Carrollton and paired it almost to the Texas line with Louisiana. 150 miles, a 3-hour drive from one end to one end. It's a deep stretch to pick up so many, pockets of community colors here in our urban areas and just marry it out there. Communities have different needs. Urban areas have different needs than rural areas.
Well, you just heard from Congresswoman Julie Johnson, who represents District 32 in the Dallas area. It's one of the districts targeted in the new proposed map that Texas Republicans unveiled on Wednesday. Take a look at this. I want to share it with you because we've put a map up of the boundaries as they're currently drawn on the left. The map with the proposed changes, that's over on the right, so you can sort of see that there. You can see a very big difference. Caroline Vandergriff has been following the story and tells us what else can come of this.
Republicans in Texas currently hold 25 of the state's 38 congressional seats. The new map ups the total they could win to 30.
Texas Republicans are going all out. They're trying to fulfill Donald Trump's goal of flipping 5 Democratic-held seats.
The GOP had to dramatically alter several North Texas districts to do so. District 33, which is currently represented by Democrat Mark Vesey, has been moved out of Tarrant County completely. District 32, currently anchored in Dallas and represented by Democrat Julie Johnson, would be reshaped to favor Republicans by shifting its boundary lines and picking up parts of Rockwall County.
They've extended some of the districts out into East Texas and into West Texas, where you have more reliable Republican voting bases, meaning that the overall weight of the Dallas-Fort Worth area will be lower.
Political science professor Mark Jones says the proposed map would likely cut the number of Democrat members of Congress representing North Texas from 3 down to 1 or 2. Republican political consultant William Busby believes that accurately reflects what we saw in the 2024 election.
We are seeing the trend of the voters in the suburbs and in the more rural areas. They are voting Republican. They are voting for Republican principles. And these maps, they reflect the trend and the voting behavior of the voters in the state of Texas.
But Democrats say this map is a result of racially motivated gerrymandering at the request of the president.
It's the pathway to authoritarianism. This is racism. It is manipulation. It's a civil rights travesty.
That was Caroline Vandergriff. The feedback, by the way, at public hearings across the state, including one in Arlington, has been overwhelmingly against redrawing boundary lines.
This redistricting process is, as I should say, bigotry, racism, and fascism disguised, camouflaged, and masquerading as politics.
Texans have the right to fair and equal representation achieved through a thoughtful, transparent process that allows meaningful public input. The process should establish criteria necessary to create legally compliant district maps, protect minority voting rights, and respect county lines, city boundaries, and communities of interest.
Well, at one point, the crowd even booed a speaker who spoke in support of redistricting.
As a Black American, Afghanistan veteran, a retired department head of the U.S. Department of Justice, I strongly support the Republican redistricting. I do not want, nor does the great state of Texas or this magnificent nation deserve to continue.
The gentleman is recognized to continue his testimony.
I do not want the great state of Texas or this magnificent nation deserve to continue seeing systemic gang and street violence, a plummeting educational system, communities deteriorating, men and women's sports, etc., while Democrats sit quietly and fall to condemn or acknowledge a systemic moral decay.
Should tell you it's rare for redistricting to happen Right in the middle of a decade, but these efforts come as President Donald Trump has publicly encouraged Texas Republicans to reshape the state's congressional districts. Their proposed map is still subject to changes before lawmakers vote on it, and Texas House Democrats say they are prepared to do whatever it takes to fight the redistricting effort, including potentially leaving the state to break quorum.